I made Paul last week.
I did
he
see
did.
that. Good job,
ReaLAWstate with Patti again. Woo, woo. Paul, good job. So Patti was watching from afar because I think she was betting that he wouldn't do it.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, there's something about sitting in these seats that makes you want to be happy.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the thing. So anyways, you guys, I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity here because did you see her jump last week?
Oh, boy.
So I know you did because I posted it everywhere and I wrote like little stories about it and I said to her, I said it had all of the elements of a great rom-com.
Oh,
oh God. So anyway, so that's our topic today. And it's called, it's live more and fear less.
Fear less.
And so my first question to Patti when she got back was it really as amazing as it looked?
Oh my God. It was outstanding. Like I went to, my daughter was studying abroad in Australia. So that's where we started.
Yes.
And then while we were there, you can't be halfway around the world and not hop over to New Zealand for a couple of days.
Right.
And New Zealand is like my new love. So that was
New Zealand.
I'm telling you, bold New Zealand. Here we come.
Oh my God, that's right. She did did you guys, I don't know if you saw it, but no, you didn't see it. She had sent us, she had been going while she was there to different real estate companies and different things, figuring out how they do real estate in different parts of the world. Yeah. So
the brain never shuts off. Right?
Right. Yeah. We will totally be a global company, like with offices globally by the time we're done with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to set it up for you guys. Okay, so the movie starts and she's standing on a ledge and literally it's like on the boat. What do they call those things? Like when you walk at the end.
The plank.
The plank. She was going to walk the plank and jump.
Yeah.
Right. So she got the thing on her waist and she's all like that, and she's got all the stud like New Zealanders behind her, like all that. They were pretty yummy. I'm sorry,
yeah.
I'm sorry, but whoo! All right. So anyways, so she's getting ready to go. She walks up on the plank. Badass Patti, getting ready to go. She makes a mistake. She looks down. She walks back. She's like, I can't do this. No. And I saw the look on her face. And so she walks back up the second time. She's ready. She's got all prepped up. And again, those little boy gods were like cheering her on. She looks down again. She walks back. So at this stage now, I am like on the edge of my seat watching this. And again, I already had like a teaser. I knew she jumped, but I just felt like your angst at that moment. Woo! So, and I was just sharing with her, there was a time like where I was in this program called, I don't know, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind or something like that. But it was a week-long, like a weekend thing. Yep. And at one point we had to find like this little spot in our throat. And don't do this at home. Do not do this at home. You take like an arrow, like from a bow and arrow, and you crush it against this part and you shatter the bow. And going into this, when I saw them do it, like I really felt like I was badass. Right. I'm like, I got this. I'm fearless. You know, I've overcome so much. I am fearless. I got no problem. Yeah. And I couldn't break it. And it was like I was pushing and I couldn't break it and that was hurting. And people going, stop, yay! And I'm going like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I just like the mental anguish that I went through was awful. Did you feel that way at all?
Oh my God. Just like what you're saying, it's so funny because before this started, we started sharing the story and I was like, Kate, that's exactly how I was feeling. My whole life, I've been kind of like a bull in a china shop. I just forge forward. I do what I want to do. It's always calculated. I always think about things. I don't just jump. Yeah. But I've always wanted to bungee jump. And I said when my kids were young, I didn't want to do that in case something bad happened. Yeah. They were dependent. So now they're independent. Yeah. And it's my daughter's 21st birthday. She's always wanted to bungee jump. I said, yeah, I'll bungee jump with you. Yep. And so you get there and you're on this bridge. It's 43 meters up, which is 140 feet. There's a river down the bottom. Yep.
You guys have to go watch the video.
It's crazy. So, and part of this jump is you're supposed to go down and your head dunks into the water. Oh. And so this particular day, the water level was too low. So they weren't allowing us to do that, which is why I was harnessed around the waist instead of harnessed around the feet.
We did wonder about that. Yeah. We were wondering why they did the waist. We thought it looked like it hurt.
Yeah. No, it didn't hurt at all. I thought it did too. And let me tell you, I interviewed everybody on the bridge. Because I was like, did that hurt? Did that hurt? Did that hurt you? Because I thought everybody was BSing me, right? So I was going to find the truth. So I was asking everybody.
Oh, gosh.
And when they harnessed me, I was interviewing everybody who had a shirt on that indicated they worked there. I said, does this look correct to you? Does this look correct to you? Can you double check on this?
Oh my God,
and
that's
Jordan's
hilarious.
like, Mom, stop. Like, that's ridiculous. And I'm like, no, like, I don't
This
need
is due diligence.
one person.
This is due diligence.
Yes.
I know this from the law.
Oh my gosh. So Jordan goes first, which is great.
Did she just go run right off?
She did go right off. After, it's interesting what she told me afterwards, because she had done some skydiving, and you're tandem, you're with somebody. And so afterwards, she told me this was more terrifying than skydiving, because she had some sense of comfort knowing that you are attached to somebody with some expertise.
Yes.
And here, all you have is a rubber band, right, that you're hoping really, you know.
In fact, stays with you.
Exactly. And so there's this long anticipation as you're slowly getting closer in the line, right, to the front. And you're thinking, well, things can go wrong. But at the same time, again, I'm thinking this through. I'm like, okay, they have advertised well that over 1 million people have jumped and nobody has gotten hurt. So logically, I'm telling myself I'm not going to die today. Yes. Although I did ask every employee if I was going to die today. They thought that was crazy.
They must have been like, who is she? Exactly. They're like, damn it, she's a lawyer.
They're like, who
are
is
you advertising you're a lawyer?
I'll take out my cards. So,
my God.
So now you're up to the probe chain. People are talking to you, and you get up on that platform.
Okay.
And again, I'm thinking, I can do this. Yeah. I am Patricia McCardle. I can do this. No problem. You step up to the edge, and you're looking down, and there's this weird, like, out-of-body experience. Like, my whole body is like a big butterfly, like just tingling. Oh my God. And I know I'm not going to die, but I know it doesn't make sense for me to fling myself off of this platform. Like, why am I doing this? What is the end goal? Like,
oh my gosh.
Like, I couldn't.
Oh,
and
that
so
is hilarious.
It was like fight or flight that came over me. And so I immediately flew. I was like, nope, whoop, backed it up. And the guy was like, you went in the wrong direction. And I said, okay. So then he's talking me through it. He was a very nice guy. And yes, he was not bad on the eyes. Yeah. So anyway, so he walks me back up again. Yeah. And I immediately looked down. It was just a gut reaction. And then I'm having this mental battle in my head.
Yes.
What am I doing? And am I really going to chicken out? I like to think I don't live a life of regrets. That's been my goal since day one. Yep. So I know if I leave here without jumping off, I will regret it for the rest of my life.
Yep.
And so what does that mean to me? Having that regret versus jumping off and taking that leap of faith.
Yeah.
And so this is going on in my head. And this guy is like, you need to
And can I stop you for a second? Because this was what was happening, like when, so one of the sayings at that weekend I was at was, nothing has meaning but the meaning you give it. Yeah. Right? So in my head, there was one side of me going like, listen, nothing has meaning but the meaning you give it. Yeah. You don't do this, don't worry about it. Yeah. Right? It's not a big deal. Yeah. And then the other part of me is like, you're such a loser. Like everything is hard for you. Like, no, you're like, you're not an A-game player. You can't even break an arrow on your throw.
Well, that is a little bad.
I know. But anyway, so I was like just torturing myself.
Yes.
I was like, you are, because I always say like, I don't go back to like when I'm like totally depressed. I don't go to I am bad. Yeah. I go to I am nothing. Right. And I felt like I am nothing. Yeah. And it's like this mind game. And then there's this other part of me who says, you're awesome. Yeah. Like, who cares if you jump? It's not.
And it's the weirdest little battle in your head, because it is that part of you going, if I don't do this, I am not the person I have set myself up to be in my head. Yes. Like, I have a picture of who I am, where I'm going, what I'm going to do. It's not always the cleanest path, but that's what I'm thinking. And if I don't do this, then I have just undercut everything I've ever believed about myself. Yeah. And so it was a weird battle. And it's like, it's only a few seconds, like the whole video, when I go up and back, it's like 4 minutes, but it was like an eternity in my brain.
I bet.
And so, and one of the things too, my little competitive edge came out too, because at one point when my daughter went and they tell you how you're supposed to put your arms out, you're supposed to fling yourself off straight, and so the guy, after she went, he said, well, he goes, your daughter actually did it perfect. He goes, so if you want to beat her and have bragging rights, you just have to jump out a little further with the same form. So I was like, I gotcha. So, but then when I got up there, I'm freaking out, right? So then the guy behind me, so he's holding on to the back of me, and he says, you don't have to go if you don't want to, but now the crowd, holy crap, the crowd, right? They all see me frantic. They're all cheering in the background. And he counts me down, 3, 2, 1, and I'm still standing there. He goes, okay, that was a practice. so we do it again.
Oh my gosh.
And I just had to take a deep breath, and I did my swan dive, and then I closed my eyes the rest of the way down. I didn't even see the journey down. I was really expecting like a pull on my spine or something, and it wasn't. So that was
because we all thought like you were gonna have back injuries.
problems.
Yeah,
yes,
because it looked like you were going so fast and it bounced on the bottom.
Yeah,
You know,
it was insane. And so then I come up, right? So now
Right.
they crane you up or whatever, and you get to the top. I was walking around for a good 15 minutes like this. I couldn't bring my arms to leave my body. Like I was still so nervous, and I was just like, I don't know what just happened. Of course I had to like buy everything in the store. I'm like, I earned that sweatshirt. I earned that t-shirt. I was buying everything. I was like, yeah. And then that translated to a few other things that I did while I was there. Like we walked on these cliffs that had no, railings or anything, and you're close to the edge, and you're so high up in these mountains, which was amazing. And then we climbed the Sydney Bridge, which the outside of the bridge.
If you guys go to, did you put that on both
I just
did
did
on your page?
on my page today.
Okay, so go look at her page because she just showed me pictures of that before we jumped on.
Crazy.
I cannot believe you climbed up and around on that.
Yeah, and you were on the outside. Like there is a secret way to go, but we didn't do that when we decided to do the most extreme one because apparently I don't know what was happening.
Because you're like, hey, I jumped, I can do this.
I can do it now, right? So, and you go up, but the wind is blowing, and you're getting strapped on. Traffic's going by, and again, you have that feeling, but it's so that mind over matter and really coming back to what's really going to happen, So, and I think this translates, and I've been like analyzing this ever since, of course, because that's who I am. But like
she's analyzing it for us so we can learn. Yes.
Because I never experienced that kind of fear. I've always had second thoughts and do I really want to do this? And I've done that, in your everyday life. Am I going to fail? Am I going to lose money if I do this venture? Or am I going to do, this was the first time it was really physical, like a physical limitation of let me just jump and see what happens,
Yeah.
But no matter which scenario it is, whether it's, in your career or if you're out doing something physical, it's kind of the same analysis. Like, you do your due diligence, you assess the risk, right?
So do your due diligence, assess the risk.
And then if you can accept with the consequence, you just go. And then what's going to happen? You have to trust in your analysis and what you have put into it, your homework that you did beforehand. Because I wouldn't just go into a project without looking into it, right? You don't just say, hey, that looks, maybe I'm going to buy a car dealership. That sounds great. I know nothing about cars, but I'm just going to go do that.
Yep.
Like you wouldn't do that. You kind of learn more about the industry and whatever. And then once you've assessed kind of the risk and what it's going to take, then you jump, right? But you have to take the action. Nothing is going to happen until you take the action. I was not going to get the bungee experience until I flung myself off that stupid platform. I wasn't going to have it. Like the experience was not me standing there. The experience was me flinging myself off and having the faith that I had assessed the risk. I knew that it's not like back in the days. They showed these videos of these guys like that did this the first time around.
The first bungee.
Tying like a rope to their ankle and just flinging themselves and open. It worked. Like that's crazy. This is a whole company now, right? We sign forms and disclaimers. You got the full harm. Like I wasn't going anywhere.
She just told me earlier that she went around and before she went, she's showing her harness all like set up to all the people that work there. Does this look right to you? Am I right?
Does this look right? Is this too tight? Is this too loose? I don't know. What do you think? And I kept like inching it tighter, like circulation. I was like, I am going nowhere. But it was a fear I've never felt before.
Yeah.
I just can't even get past it, honestly.
Yeah, and you know what? And what it makes me think of is breakthrough moments.
Yeah.
And when we are doing our lives, and even like in getting into real estate, it's breakthrough moments. Like I'm afraid, or I'm going to surround myself with as much safety as possible, so that I don't overextend or I don't get there. And it's like fear of people doing video and fear. I mean, like I know I'm bringing it to really mundane things.
No, but
it's like I'm like, why don't you do it? Like, why are you not doing video? And it's like, I don't want to. But there can only be one reason.
Yeah.
Because we all know how good it is for your business, right? Or why are you not practicing real estate? Why are you not going out there?
Right.
Patti and I just asked her. I said, we have that bold boss, and I said, I want to take that bold bus, and I want all of us to go around to all of our past clients and say we're doing a coat drive, a mitten drive, a blanket drive, in preparation for the cold seasons. Go around to all the places with our bold bus and get like supplies and bring them to play, to people and find the charities who need the stuff. And it's like, that is getting yourself out there. Yeah. And it's like, I don't want to be I do not want to be in the safety of like in a warm office with a comfortable seat with everybody coming to me without making any risks. Yeah. And
you're going to take that action. Like, you can think of all the greatest ideas in the world, right? And there's a ton of people out there thinking of great ideas all the time. And the ones that are most successful, the ones who actually took the action. And it doesn't mean that you're initially so successful right off the bat, right? You're learning as you're going, but you're moving forward in the direction that you want, what makes sense in your life. Yeah. And there was this one woman, I'm going to give her kudos. She's a friend of mine. I graduated high school with her, and we're friends on Facebook. And for years, she kept saying she wanted to move out of Vermont. Like, this was the theme of her Facebook page. If you had looked at her Facebook page over the years, like, it was complaining about the snow. It's too cold. I want to go someplace warm. And I remember at some point, I'm like, then just go, right? Yeah. And she had some bad luck. Like, there was a big layoff at where she worked, so she had lost her job. Yep. And then she tried her hand at doing, like, her own business, and then that didn't work out. And it really wasn't her thing, right? But she was just trying, but she was trying it, right? She was going out there and doing it. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to get a little like goosebumps. I'm so proud of her. Like, I haven't seen this woman since high school, but I'm just so proud of her. All of a sudden one day she's like, we're doing it. My husband and I will move into San Diego. I was like, holy crap, you're doing it. Like, that's amazing. So awesome. Like, why? Life is so short. Holy crap, people. Like, if you want to do something, if it's in your brain and it makes sense to you, that is who you are, that's your core, then find a way to do it. Because one of the things I also want to say that I was so impressed with when I was over there, like, this part just blew my mind, right? Wow. How many young people were over there backpacking?
Oh, yeah, that is cool.
In hostels, they're just upgoing. These are not, I mean, some of them were well supported by their parents, don't get me wrong. And then there were some who were just like working at different places, and you could tell they were not from New Zealand or Australia. They'd have the accents and would, hey, where are you from? You know? Yeah. And they were like, oh, I'm from Georgia. Oh, I'm from wherever. And how long have you been here? Well, I've just been here 3 months. And what made you come here? Well, I visited and I liked it, so I decided to stay. Yeah. You just decided to stay. So they found a way to do it. So they're working at the, local, I don't know, clothing store or whatever, or tourist attraction, whatever it is. And then other people, they're like, yep, I spent 3 months here. Now I'm going to move to Hawaii for 3 months. And then I'm going to move to this country just because I can.
Yeah. And what are your limitations? That's what I also say. Like, and here's my thing is like, and you've heard me say this before, like, even if you don't hit that end goal, in this case, jumping is not really the same because that's like you jump or you don't jump. Yeah. However, like when you're climbing that and you decide to use the railings, or you decide to come down the other way, or you decide, like, you have all the things that you did to get you to that point is still success. Yes. Even though it's not the success that you were looking for. Right. And it's like, I would never have done any of these things if I was only going to meet my goal or nothing. Right. Right. And so
every success forward is a success.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you build off that. And then you have to be almost brave enough to say, so let's just say, I'm going to climb the mountain and I get halfway up. Yeah. And I'm like, sorry enough. I think I'm not getting on those rocks, and I see the billy goats up there, and that's great for them, but I'm not doing it, right? Yeah. So it's a success that I get halfway up. And then when I get halfway up, maybe I see over here, there's these ATV trails, and I really am interested in getting on the ATV and going down the trails of ATV. Yeah. What is wrong with changing the direction? Yeah. And now you have a new definition of what you want to do with your life. Now, it's very simplified, but you know what I'm saying?
So it's be nimble. Be nimble. Yeah, I like that. And it's so funny because when I watched that, and I just totally loved that because I could just tell when I was watching, like, I know how that feels. But to bring it back to our business, like, that's how people feel even calling someone on the phone. Yeah. And people
like, what's the worst gonna happen?
I know, like, exactly. But it's like that fear of like, like not going for it, and I'm like, just go for it as much as you can go for it. Right. You know what I mean? And then if it doesn't 100% work, you still get the benefits of however far you got.
it's a fear of rejection, I think, right?
Yes.
Because nobody wants to say, you're an idiot and they get off the phone, right? Nobody wants that.
Yeah, but
So-
like they can't, that doesn't hurt.
It
Like,
does not
If you call me
hurt.
an idiot, by
Yeah.
the way, like,
And you
I
don't
think I'm
know
an
me.
idiot sometimes too. So it's like, you didn't teach me anything I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
already. Like, but it's like, but it doesn't hurt you. Like,
No.
they didn't physically wound you.
No. And then now that you make the second call,
Yeah.
that you have the experience of the first call.
Yeah.
And then maybe that one goes, maybe you still don't get, the
Right,
listing or
right,
whatever
yeah.
it is you're trying to achieve. But you have a pleasant conversation with somebody and
Yeah.
you've approached differently. You've learned that. So
Yeah.
now your third call, all you're doing is building and building and building.
Yeah.
But you can't get there
Without starting.
without some action. You have to take the first step. And I think that's huge.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you one more anecdote and then we
Yeah.
can get, jump off. So, I got my ReaLAWstate provider license.
Yes.
So to teach designations and
Which is
certifications.
awesome.
So I booked one
Yep.
for December 13th.
Okay.
Right. And I think I got on this, a couple of people who are on here are coming. But when I did it and I booked it and I sent out the stuff and I was at Doris on it because Doris, thank you, Doris, because Doris found a typo for me and the wrong date that I put on something. So you guys are my angels, just so you know, Lois and Doris and all you guys that are out there. But one of my instructor peers said, "Oh, you're teaching that class?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Brave." I'm like, oh.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure it was a conversation,
Yeah.
but like how it felt to me was like, well, I didn't realize I was being so brave that
Yeah.
because I'm teaching a class,
Yeah.
like, and I'm teaching it in a safe place and it's great material and I didn't think it was being that brave.
No,
Like,
why did she say that? Do you know? Like, where was she coming from?
well, so then she brought up a point in it, and by the way, this is a great segue because I want you to help me with it, but
Okay.
is like there was a part about investing in cap rates and all that. She goes, I would have such trouble describing that to someone.
Oh.
I'm like, so then that's when you call on someone to help.
Right.
Right?
But that's doing your preparation.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like, you don't take
Right.
the leap
Right.
until you've,
Until you
done
go
your
and you pull
homework.
it, you're like,
Yes.
okay, so I need this person to do this part for me.
Yeah.
But she's a great supporter. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like that but it was that fear. Like when
Yeah.
someone said to me like brave, I'm like, oh, that I interpreted that immediately as disapproval.
Yeah.
And no, I can't do it. She's
Yeah.
right, I can't do it.
Amazing.
And I'm like, no, you've been.
And it's because she thought either she can't do it or she struggled with it or she had some issue.
or
and
she
now-
needs to have everything laid out
Yeah.
before she jumps.
Yes.
Right. And I'm not that. I
Yeah.
am not that person that has everything laid out before I jump.
Yeah.
Like other than breaking it. And by the way, I did end up breaking that, but I didn't enjoy it.
No.
So
I
Did
can't
not
imagine
appeal.
putting an arrow to your throat. I gotta say, Kate, that's not on my bucket list.
oh my God. Well, I saved the arrow and I think like for a few years and then finally I'm like, nothing has meaning but the meaning you give it. And this is not a good lesson for you. So
Yeah.
toss that.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, it's ready, fire, aim sometimes.
Hmm.
Do your due diligence, get as much information as you can, know that nothing is certain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And know that you have enough faith in yourself that
Faith in yourself.
even if it's not 100% what you thought of,
Right.
it's still better
Because
than
nothing will
not
be
trying.
perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing will be perfect. And
No.
even when I watched the video, I didn't even realize because again, I did my swan dive to beat my daughters forward, and then I closed my eyes the entire way down, so I didn't see it. So I had to watch the video after, and I had flipped
Yes.
over, and
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I flipped over because I was too
Yes.
busy. Like apparently squeezing my eyes shut was not doing it. So I had flipped over.
So funny.
So clearly this was not a perfect jump, right?
Yeah.
But you can't take away the experience,
Right,
right? And
right,
so
yes.
you may not execute it perfectly.
And I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
Because I told you that I jumped out of the airplane,
Yeah.
right, for a fundraiser.
Yeah.
But then 6 months later, I broke my back. So I can't do that ever again. Like if I didn't do that then, and that
Interesting.
opportunity, I would never have been able to do it.
Talk
It would have been
about
on my
a
bucket
regret.
list forever.
Holy crap,
So it's
yeah.
like, why wait?
Yeah, no,
Go for it, guys.
go for it. And I'm
for
not
it.
saying you have to bungee jump. It has to be something that means something to you. Like bungee
Right.
jumping has
Whatever.
always been something I wanted.
I want to say, bring it down to the very little thing. Like,
Yeah.
who did you want to reach out to and let them know you're in real estate, my
Yeah.
secret agents?
Yeah.
Who is it that I see that there's some mortgage people on here?
Yeah.
Who is it that you wanted to make a connection with? How are we going to serve? What's getting out of our box to serve? Let's go with our bold bus everywhere and let's fill it with their old odds and ends. So that
What's
we can
your
go help other
marketing
people.
campaign that you have in your head, but maybe it's so outside the box that no other agency's doing it,
Right.
or no other mortgage company is doing it,
Right,
and you're
right.
like, ooh, people are gonna like have a reaction to that. Well,
Right,
maybe it's a fantastic reaction. Maybe you're
Yeah.
gonna start something.
You know what?
So you just gotta.
And here's the thing,
Yeah.
is like, I love when, and this happened to me today with an experience in real estate, where somebody had this idea and I thought to myself, they may very well be right. But because so many people are used to saying, oh, that's not how it's done.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, this goes, but nobody's ever said this before. No one's ever done it. They like, no one guided me in this way.
Yeah.
I said, well, don't let anyone else tell you that it's not right.
Right.
You know, don't let anyone else tell
What's
you that you're
right?
brave, you know,
Yeah.
you know, or, you know, that you can't do it, because you can do anything that you want.
Right.
But you are allowed to be nimble, and you're allowed to change course as you go along.
Right.
You just got to faith in yourself and put yourself out there.
No. Oh my God. And you just got to accept that things, just, like, I always come back to it. Maybe I talk about this way too much, but I can tell you, Kate has had quite an impact on me. So here I am. I go off to law school, right? Spent all this money for this law career, etc. And then never would I have imagined that I'd be sitting doing videos about real estate.
But you are a star. Like, that's like, no,
you
I'm
gotta stop
serious.
saying that. But like that first one, like that was a scary moment for me. And
It was, yeah, but you did it. But so here's the thing. We connect, and I say the best way to let people know about this awesome new concept we have about ReaLAWstate is we go video. She's like, say what?
Yeah, exactly.
And I said, video. And she said, I don't think so. I said, yes, we got to do video. Like, the only way that we can share our message from one to many and let them see what we're about and how awesome the setup is to just do it.
And then my perception of doing video is that it has to be, you know, this smooth, you know, big production thing.
Yeah.
And you see some of these people doing them, and I'm like, that's not me. I stumble over my words. Sometimes I get things wrong, you know. But it doesn't matter. And I wouldn't have gotten better had I not done the first one and looked like a meth addict the entire time I did it.
That's why I was laughing, because I knew where she was going with this. She didn't know where to look. So just so you guys know, like, the light to watch is like up here, right? And then I want to see what people are saying, and that's over here. And then when she's talking, I want to look at her face, which is right here. So your eyes do dart around trying to figure out where you're supposed to be looking, you know? And so anyway, it's all good. Yeah. But we just wanted to bring this to you because I want to inspire you. Like, we're getting ready for 2020.
Yeah.
And I want to just say to you, Catherine, Doris, because Carrie,
Lee and Lois.
Lee and Lois. Okay, guys, make a out there goal for yourself for 2020. Yeah. You know, I always pick a word, right? Pick a word that's going to get you to where you want to go. You know, your vision board. You know, we know this all, right? We know. By the way, let's have a vision board like workout. I have this idea. I have a great idea, but anyway,
she's full of ideas.
We'll do that another time. But the thing is, like, have some ideas that are outside of your comfort zone. Yeah. You know, because it sounds like sometimes people are like, I'm going to just play it safe. Yeah. And I'm like,
be bold.
And I'm like this, I'm so sorry. Because you know what? Safety doesn't bring you much. It really doesn't. No. And
you got to take a step back. Sometimes we get caught up in the minutia of our daily life. And I know before I went on this vacation, like, I needed this vacation. Like, it was just the daily grind of the million emails, the phone calls, you know, employees, problems happening, my software not working, just bills got to get paid, like, just all these things, right? And then sometimes you're just trying to survive the day. And then the next day you're trying to survive the day, and then you're just in survival mode. That's not living.
I would say I want to thrive. I want to thrive. I want to be alive.
Yes. Don't survive.
I want to be alive. Right. But here's the thing. You said it a few times here. No regrets.
No regrets.
So friends, do me a favor. Give me a great big heart right now. That's your commitment to no regrets as you move into 2020. Yeah. And if you have any ideas about what you want to do, first of all, come to that class, because we're going to be spending a good amount of time getting ourselves financially, fiscally, and mentally ready for 2020 and making it the most amazing year ever. Yeah. And I just think that it's going to be a blast. Awesome. And Patty's going to help me. She just said she would. You heard her here. I did. Saying she was going to help. Because she's a great investor. She has a lot of good investing stuff. So anyway, goodbye, friends. We'll see you next week. So next week is, we're good next week, right?
Yeah, because we got Thanksgiving this Thursday.
So we're going to be doing a fitness workout to get rid of that tryptophan out of our system so that we can be alive and thrive again. All right, friends. Give them your last thing if you got a new one. I think she should say something about jumping.
I don't think I have a new one, but be bold, get it sold.
Thank you. Yes. And do it today.
And live more fearless.